Hey folks, welcome back to another Moto Mouth vlog. I've got the camera set up in the car today. I haven't got it set up to go on the motorbike at the moment, so thought I'd bring you an update while I'm out picking up coffees this morning. So I guess you are all wondering what happened on that first motorbike ride. And where we're at with the bikes. So as I told you in the very first update when I bought the bike, pretty much found that one that had everything that I was after. Had the upgraded suspension from Vince Strang Motorcycles in Lismore, front and rear. The rider that it was set up for, the bloke I bought it off, was the same weight as me, so it's not that common, I suppose, to find riders that are 100 kilos and that the bikes are set up already for someone of that weight. So yeah, old mate had already set the bike up for a 100 kilo rider. He had gone through it from front to back. He bought it as a repairable ride-off, went through it front to back, greased everything, made sure it was all up to scratch. Got it re-registered, and it was pretty much ready to go. Then he obviously decided he was going to sell it due to industry downturn at the time. So along comes Paul, buys the motorcycle, took it out, a couple of rides around the block, and first thing I noticed is that it was actually a little bit light on for horsepower. So I did I didn't do it on camera. I should have. At the time I was a bit wrapped up in what I was doing with the postie bike, but due to JD jetting kit, where they pull that Mikuni carby apart and we drilled some more holes in the slide, changed the jetting to 150 in the main jet, and I think the pilot went up in size as well. Definitely changed the pilot jet, so it would have made it bigger, and took away the flat spots, and it runs really lean a lot of the time, so it took away that lean running condition. Give it a bit more oomph through the mid-range, and still didn't really have a huge amount of power off the bottom end, but it definitely went a lot better through the mid-range. And then I put on a 14-tooth front sprocket and actually the B&B K-Sabre at the same time. So and that's where the bike's currently at. Still isn't a powerhouse, but it does get along all right. I mean, I'm 45 years old. I don't need a sports bike, so it gets along all right. Took it out for a ride through central Queensland. Actually trailered it up there and took it for a squirt, and a lot of the gnarly trails, so we were coming up and down through rutted rock sections, unused fire trails, or not maintained, unmaintained trails, and we were dropping into these washaways and powering out the other side, and all was going pretty well. Suspension worked really well. I was really impressed with it. Bike went good, had heaps of power. You could just power through, and I was starting to get a bit confident, and come up over the top of a hill, and basically realised that I was going way too fast for the downhill, and jammed it back a gear. I'm not sure exactly what happened, because it obviously all happened very fast. Jammed it back a gear just as I crested the hill, and the rear of the bike stepped out, got into a tank slapper, lost the front end, and I ended up face first into the dirt. And you would have seen by now the video of me changing the handlebars. So as I come off, dug one handlebar in the ground, my knee hit the other one, and those DR650 handlebars are really soft anyway, so as soon as I hit the ground, bent the handlebars. Bike rolled over on my leg and hit the ground with my right elbow, so it did a bit of damage to my shoulder, did a bit of damage to my leg where the bike come down on it, and did a little bit of damage to the bike as well, as it rolled down on top of me on the top of the hill. All good. So no hospital, no doctors, no nothing. I just sort of, I've had this achy shoulder for a couple of months or a month, but we'll get over that. As I said to my wife at the time, you play stupid games, you win silly prizes, or win stupid prizes. So yeah, that's what happens when you ride a motorbike and fall off it, you hurt yourself. So all good. But did sort of highlight, I'm going to go and do, so one of the things I'm going to do is actually upgrade my skills. I've been talking to a lot of people on some of the social media platforms about returning rider. So as you guys, I've talked about before, I biked when I was a kid. I had up until about 15, I had about 5 motorbikes, so that's where it got into me blood. And as a bit of a story, so this is story time. I was watching another moto vlog or YouTuber, motorbike YouTuber, but they said you talking about someone was selling their bike and giving up motorbike riding. They're like, you can't give up motorbike riding. You might not do it for 20 years, but it never leaves your system. And very true. So yeah, back to my history. So yeah, I didn't do it for about probably about 10, 12 years. I was off motorbikes and then got back on. Got back into road bikes, got back into dirt bikes, and got it pretty hard. Got back into it in a pretty big way, and had this whole string of bikes, and did it for about 8 years or so, I suppose, and just wait for the police to go past. I'm doing it hands-free too, by the way. As you can tell, hands are on the steering wheel. One of them is. But I'm sure if you can see me talking, he's going to think I'm talking on the phone, which is a big no-no here in Australia. But anyway, so yeah, did it for a few years. Had a whole string of bikes. Had a GSXR 1100. Wanted to buy a Triumph Sprint 1050 when they first come out. It was a gorgeous bike to ride. Had a Husqvarna TE450, had a XR 400, rode a XR 650 mate had, rode a XR 600. I was nearly going to buy that. I ended up talking myself into the 400, and then the 450. And then it sort of just dwindled away. Someone pinched the TE450. I sold the, at the same time that happened, I had the 1100 for sale, and someone bought that about a week before the Husqvarna got pinched. The TE450 got pinched, and me 2 other bikes I had pulled apart just stayed in the shed for about 18 years. And while I got on with other things, I had 2 little kids. I had work, I had some other stuff going on, so I didn't ride bikes for a while, got back into it again. So yeah, during the stage where we were all restricted in Australia or in Queensland anyway, we didn't have terribly bad lockdowns, but we had definitely had travel restrictions and stuff. So I bought that postie bike, and as I said, I still had 2 bikes, so I went and got them out of the shed, out of storage, and started tinkering with them. Then I bought the postie bike. I had as I said to you guys once before, I had a postie bike years ago. I wanted another one, so got a postie bike, started playing with that. Now I've got the DR. So I will cut this off here for a sec. I'm just going to go inside. Coffees. Day's looking better already. What'd you get? Cheeseburger. where we're at. So yeah, I've got a bit of stuff coming up. You guys will see. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but you'll see me. I'm addicted to buying stuff for anything pretty much, but yeah, buying stuff for improvements. Hence, you would have seen me just, you know, continually working on the working at the improving the postie bike, and I'm doing the same with the DR. It's, you know, it's not going to need a massive amount of things, but slowly but surely we're buying stuff, spending the money on it. So you'll see some stuff coming out for it. I haven't forgotten about the old postie bike. It's another story. I'll do another vlog for use for everyone specifically about that, and we'll talk some more about that. But it's still ongoing, and it's still going to be a thing. And obviously the two Hondas, the CB250 Twin, which is a little cafe racer I'm building, and the 750 has some updates coming as well. So hopefully you enjoy the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.